And have they been always this time? I mean, all around since you've ever started? Has it grown into a much
Oh, it's a much
range?
wider, yeah, it's a much wider range. And when I first started, it was just people, mothers from my daughter's school and sports. And now I network and do fundraisers, so I meet people all over. I do the La Canada home tour. I do the Manhattan. I'm in Manhattan Beach. I'm all over. So I have customers everywhere. I still have customers from my old neighborhood, which is in Valley Village, Studio City.
So how many clothing companies do you deal with on a monthly basis?
I probably deal with 15.
15.
Mm-hmm.
And they've been with you for how long?
13 years.
13 years.
14, going on 14 years.
So how does that work? I mean, they just say, hey,
well, basically everybody wins. And that's another exciting thing. Is because when manufacturers cut merchandise, they always cut a little bit too much of one style or another. And so they would rather give it to me and sell it for less than it would in the retail store than dump it. And actually, a lot of the companies I work with can't dump merchandise. They don't have enough goods. But so what do you do with these goods, these extra goods? And so I'm the perfect avenue. I sell these goods for them. They move their merchandise. I make money, and the customer pays less than they would for current merchandise at retail.
So is this something that when you were doing the business before, this is all the stuff that you learned, this all
Right,
the ground rules,
along the way. Right, I
used
used to go into clothing stores, like all the clothing stores around here. I sold all the way up the coast, and I would take the samples into their store, and they would order, and then they would ship, 2-3 months later.
Did they know about Garie's Secret Closet?
No, not really.
Kind of like say you lost contact with a lot of them and said.
You know what? I still know a lot of stores. Yeah.
How are they surviving?
You know what? The stores that are surviving are stores that have personal relationships with their customers.
I see.
It's all about caring about what you do.
How's the economy affected you in your business?
You know what? The economy hasn't. I swear to God, my business is never better.
Why is that, you think?
Because probably because either I'm willing it and I'm in touch with everybody, and everybody becomes part of what I'm doing. I do events. I get on the phone, I call people, I see people. It's more than just. It becomes personal. I mean, I can send out an email, and then I can run and do my thing in the neighborhood, and people go, I got your email, Gary, I'm coming. But
the brick and mortar stores out there, the brick and mortar places out there, they're dealing with a little bit more. It's just I don't know. I think it's more of a struggle for them, more so than everybody.
Well, if you're sitting in a retail shop waiting for somebody to come to you, it would be hard.
Yeah. Okay.
And I could never do that.
Well, I'm excited because we're gonna take us in there so we can look at Garie's Secret Closet, and I think people are gonna be really surprised.
So the last thing I have to say to anybody is that you know what, you can have kids and you can still make time for yourself and your own passions.
Oh, that's beautiful.
That's what I say.
Well, here's honestly now on a little more personal note.
Right.
When did you find out you had breast cancer?
I found out I had breast cancer last August.
And how did you find out? What?
And I found out from a mammogram. So get your mammograms.
Okay. What did you?
And there's no history of cancer in my family.
No history at all.
I'm really healthy.
You caught it early.
I caught it early. I had to do radiation, not chemo.
Okay.
I had to do 5 weeks of radiation. And I found out I had breast cancer at the busiest time of my season when I had 30 fundraisers planned. And I was determined to get through it and not let any of my any of my shows go. So everybody worked with me. The doctors worked with me through the 2 surgeries I had, and the radiation people worked with me when you come in, and it just all worked out.
What was the schedule? What was your schedule?
It was crazy.
You just all night, and
crazy.
You go in and go.
And I swear to God, I still made it to the gym 4 times a week, at the least 3, because that was my sanity.
Were you tired?
You know what? I was not tired until February, until I just let it all go.
And you just said, okay.
Okay, now I've done my shows.
Right.
And now I can
when you were
and then I was really tired.
Then you realized how tired you really were, huh?
Right.
I see. And so when do you pick back up doing more shows again?
In October. Actually, I'm doing one in July. I'll do a few during the summer, and I'll do some events at my house. I have one June 27th. It's a Sunday, next Sunday. And I have an event July 10th for ALS at Pepperdine, and it's based around baseball. Steve Garvey will be there.
Okay.
So that's going to be good. And so, I don't know. It's great when you can, make a living and give back.
You're a very strong-willed person, and you have a very positive, upbeat. Where does that come from?
Doing what you want to do. Doing what makes you happy. I mean, don't pick something that you're going to be miserable doing. Pick something that makes you, feel good. I think I would say to younger people now, don't get started doing something for money immediately, but make sure you're liking what you do, and then the money will come.
What about the passions with other? I mean, well, you had this passion, but you weren't really doing it by yourself, though. I mean, because your daughter Alex is kind of.
My daughter's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
she helps out with the business too, as well.
Oh, she does now that she's older.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? The business has grown slowly because I didn't want to take time away from her. So as she's gotten older and more independent, the business has gotten busier, and I've had more time to work with it. But she also helps me. She's been to all the manufacturers downtown with me, and they're not all downtown; they're everywhere. And they've met her, and they're totally impressed by her, and because they remember her they remember me when I was pregnant with her.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, when they saw you were pregnant with her, like, what are you doing? Are you resting?
No, they knew. They didn't have to ask me what I was doing.
So you just go for it.
Just go for it. I just wanted to go for it.
All right, cool. Well, let's go check out Gerie's secret closet.
Let's do it.
Okay. Cool. Let's go one. Okay, good. Gerie, that was perfect.